Your voice can take me there, just like I'm used to be. You are a mystery, just like a dream. You are not what you seem, just like a rebel, 'cause your voice can take you there. When you call my name, it's like a little bell. I'm down on my knees, I wanna take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a bell. You know I'll take you there.
And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. You were drowning, I will not lend a hand. I seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been, it's all been a pack of lies.
Is this sounding a little better? A little better? Okay, sorry folks. Okay. So now we're going to take a moment here just settling ourselves to spend the next 45 minutes grounded in this space. So we dedicate the next 45 minutes to building that mind-muscle connection. So we can plant our big toes into the mat, each of our toes into the mat, the sides of our heels into the mat. Think about this as gluing ourselves into the present. From here, we'll take a little bend in the knees. Just getting loose through the knees here. And we'll take a big squeeze up through the glutes. From here, we'll pull that belly button back towards our spine. Think about knitting our ribs together, bracing through our core. And we'll take a couple rolls of our shoulders. We're going to take one last roll of our shoulders, setting that shoulders back and away from our ears. And then we're going to take this alignment into our warm-up. So we can hinge at this hip, sending our glutes to the back of the room. Hands are going to travel down our shins. Fingertips moving away from center here. Nice big inhale. We'll work those hands back up to about mid-thigh. Back's going to stay nice and flat here. Big exhale as we come back down. We're going to take a couple flows here. Taking this at the pacing of our own breath. Exhaling on our way down. Inhaling as we draw those hands up to about mid-thigh. Every time that we draw our chest up proud, we're going to keep that back nice and flat. Throughout this movement, we're just saying good morning to our posterior chain, saying hello to those hamstrings, saying hello to our glutes, and finally, as we stretch those fingertips away from center, saying hello to our low back. Let's get two more here, going at the pacing of our own breath, exhaling on the way down, inhaling as we come to lift back on up. And last one. Next time, can we draw those fingertips just a little bit further away from center? From here, we're going to inhale into a big circle sweep, leading with our heart, sending those fingertips up towards the sky. From here, we'll take a big exhale, hinging at those hips, letting our hands come on down to the mat to make a little tent here. We can just drop those fingertips onto the mat to make a little tent. From here, we'll take a big inhale, lengthening through those left arms, drawing our left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gentle bend in the knees here. We can take a big exhale here, drawing those hands on down, switching sides, inhaling to lift through the opposite arm. Keeping that little bend through the knees. Let's exhale as we draw those hands back, huh? And one more each side, lengthening through the fingertips, coming into our side body stretch here. Big exhale on the way down. Beautiful work. When we're ready, let's once again clamp those fingertips on down to the mat, making that little tent with the hands. From here, we'll take a big left through that we'll take a big lift through that left knee, drawing our knees up towards our chest, lifting through our left heel. As we place that heel on down, we'll come into a lift on the right-hand side, lifting that right knee up towards our chest. From here, we'll just alternate through these heel lifts here, saying good morning to our legs, finding a stretch that feels right for us today. If it's not feeling great to have those hands all the way down the mat, we can work our hands on up to our knees and continue to come into our heel lifts here. It's a really great one to take at our own pacing. We know our body's best. Where are we holding that tension today? Where are we holding that stress? Maybe it feels nice to hold that lengthened position. Or maybe it feels nice to take a little quicker walk out here. Either way, we are here for 5. From here, we'll settle back on down into a stillness. We'll inhale into our circle sweep. Once again, leading those fingertips up towards the sky. Nice big exhale here. We'll hinge with those hips, sending those glutes back to the back of the room. From here, we'll walk those hands on over towards our left-hand side of the mat, keeping that gentle bend in the knees, coming into a side body stretch here. We'll take a big inhale, working those hands back to center, before exhaling to walk on over to the opposite side. Once again, coming into our side body stretch here, keeping that gentle bend through the knees. Let's take another big inhale here to return those hands back to center. From here, we'll let our hands find our elbows, coming into our dead hang. Our upper body's coming on vacation here. We're just letting that upper body completely hang on down towards the mat. Let your lower bodies take control. Feel gravity pulling your head down towards the ground. If we want, we can start a little swivel in this movement. Little swivel starts in our hips and allows us to just sway back and forth. We're just giving our low back some love here. When we're ready, let's come on back to stillness together. We're going to inhale into our circle sweep, leading those fingertips on up towards the sky. Nice big exhale here. We'll hinge at those hips, sending those feet to the back of the room. Hands come on down towards the mat. From here, we'll walk those hands out towards the tippy top of our mat, coming into our plank position. We have an option here to stay in our full plank, or option to join me down in our kneeling plank to begin with. Either way, we are going to brace through our core by pulling that belly button up towards the sky. Think about bracing for our center here. From here, elbows come in towards our waist as we gently lower on down towards the mat. Think crocodile arms down as we defy gravity down. From here, we'll stack our hands underneath our shoulders, gluing our thighs to the mat, gluing the tops of our feet to the mat. We're going to come into a chest lift here by inhaling, peeling our head up off the mat, lifting our line of vision. Before we exhale back down to release. So we'll take a couple lifts here. Inhaling to peel our head and chest up off the mat. Taking a big exhale as we release back down, melting onto the mat. Let's get one more here. Inhaling to peel our head and chest up off the mat. Exhale to lower down. Let's add a lift of those legs in. So next time we inhale to lift, squeeze through those glutes. Lift those legs at the same time. Pointing through the legs. Exhaling as we lower down slow. One more. Inhaling up. Holding here. If it's in our practice, maybe we want to send those fingertips out towards the front of the room. We can take a little bend in the elbows, drawing those elbows in towards our waist, opening up through the chest. Squeezing through those glutes to hold ourselves lifted. And last one. From here, we'll lower those hands on down back underneath our shoulders. We're going to press our palms into the mat, coming up into a 4-point position here. Hands will stack underneath shoulders, knees will stack underneath hips here. From here, we'll take a little tuck of our toes, curling our toes in towards our center. We'll lift our knees up off the mat, coming into a little hover here. Just lifting those knees about an inch above the mat here. Holding here, bracing through our core. Before sending those hips up into the air, coming into our downward dog. From here, we might need to reset our feet so our feet are about hip distance apart. We're shining our chest towards our thighs. And we can take a moment here, walking this downward dog out, bending through the knees, keeping our heels lifted here. Our seat bones are the tallest point of our position. And we're here for 5. When we're ready, we'll come on back to stillness together. We're going to take a slow lift of that left leg if it's in our practice, drawing our toes up towards the ceiling, coming into a 3-legged dog. Holding here, we want to elongate through our toes, point those toes up as tall as they'll go. And if we want a little more in this pose, we can take a bend of that leg, drawing our heels over our glutes, opening up those hips to the side of the room. Big inhale here. Can we lengthen through that leg again? Point through those toes. Big exhale. We'll drive that foot forward to be framed by our hands, coming into our low lunge. Here in this low lunge position, we're going to keep those back knees lifted. We'll open up same arm towards same inner thigh, sending those fingertips up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the arms. We can take a big exhale here to tap those fingertips back on down towards the ground. Before we inhale to lengthen up once again. Every time we're doing this, we want to think about inhaling to open up through the lungs. Exhaling as we let all that air out of our chest. Let's get one more. When we're ready, we'll exhale, plant those hands back down to the sides of our feet. We're going to keep our back knees floating here, coming into a hip flexor stretch. We'll draw our heel to the front of the mat and then send it back to the back of the mat. Working through those hip flexors. Our hip flexors do really hard work for us every single day, so we're just giving them a little bit of love here. Settling just a little deeper into the stretch. And here for 5. When we're ready, we'll come back to stillness together. We're going to hop or step that back foot forward to meet our front at the tippy top of the mat. From here, we're going to come into our halfway third to begin with. So we're inhaling, shining our chest forward. Back's going to stay nice and flat here. Big exhale on the way down. Big inhale into our circle sweep, leading with with our hearts. Center those fingertips up towards the sky. Nice big exhale here to hinge with those hips and those glutes to the back of the room. Option here to hop or step those feet back to the back of the mat, coming into our plank position once again. Option here to stay in that kneeling plank, or option to join me in our full plank position. Either way, let's brace through our core to begin, pulling that belly button up towards our spine. Elbows come in towards the waist as we defy gravity down slow. Once we're down on the bottom of the mat here, we're going to take our hands, planting them underneath our shoulders. We can draw our feet out towards the edges of the mat, and from here we're going to windshield wiper our heels over to that left-hand side of the mat, and then over to our right-hand side of the mat. Giving ourselves a little stretch through the low back here, drawing those heels from side to side. I know this one feels like kind of a silly stretch, but it feels really nice on the low back, so I always like to throw it in there. Let's hit 2 more. When we're ready, we'll draw our heels back up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a press of those palms in towards the mat, coming into our 4-point position once again. Hands are stacked underneath shoulders, knees are stacked underneath hips. We're once again going to take a little tuck through those toes. Use our core, lift those knees up off the mat, coming into our hover. From here, we'll shoot those hips up into the air, coming into our downward dog once again. You might notice it's a little easier to send those heels just a little closer to the mat. We'll walk out our knees once again, walk out that downward dog, drawing our knees in towards our chest, feeling ourselves lifted here. When we're ready, we're here for 5. Let's come on back to stillness together. From here, we're going to take a slow lift of that opposite leg, drawing those toes up towards the ceiling. Point through those toes. Beautiful work. See if we can send those toes just a little taller. From here, if we want a little more, we can take a bend in that knee, drawing our heels over our glutes, opening up our hips to the side of the room. See if we can send that knee just a little taller. We'll take a big inhale here, lengthening through that leg, point to those toes. We'll take a big exhale to draw that foot forward to be framed by our hands, coming into our low lunge. We'll keep those back knees lifted here in this low lunge position, and we'll come into that world's greatest stretch once again. Inhaling to open up, same arm towards same inner thigh. And then a big exhale to lower those hands down slow. Big inhale to lengthen. And big exhales, we lower those hands on down. Let's hit 2 more here. Inhaling to open up through the lungs. Big exhale, slowly bringing those hands down. And last one. From here, we'll draw those hands back down, planting our hands to the sides of our feet. We'll come into those hip flexor stretches. Once again, drawing our heels forward and then pressing them towards the back of the mat. Settling just a little deeper into the stretch. We're giving those hip flexors some love. And here for 5. When we're ready, we'll come on back to stillness together. We're gonna hop or step that back foot forward to meet our front at the tippy top of the mat. Bringing those feet together here. We can take a big inhale, lifting through the chest, drawing our chest forward. Big exhale as we let those hands come on back down to the sides of our feet. We'll inhale into a full circle sweep, leading with our hearts. Send those fingertips up towards the sky. Here we can find a little good morning stretch, a little rotation, whatever feels right for us. Just saying good morning to our bodies. And then from here, we'll take a big inhale, drawing those fingertips on up towards the sky together. We'll take some rolls out of those wrists as we let those hands drop on down to the sides of our body. We'll take another big inhale here, and let's reverse the direction of those wrist rolls. Just getting warm through the wrists here. All right, let's go wrap up our warm-up so we can grab some water, then we're headed down to the mat for our first core track of the day. First core track of the day, we'll need some weights. So we'll head down this way, get down into a seated position. For this first core track, we're going to press those seat bones into the mat. We can bring our hands gently to the nooks of our knees. We're going to lower ourselves down slowly to the mat here. spine position here. So in this imprinted spine position, what we're trying to do is press that low back into the mat. We're trying to get our core in proper alignment here. So just think about kind of trying to press and leave the mark of your spine in our foam here, on the foam of our mat. From here, we'll bring our palms in between our glutes and our feet here. So we want about palms distance between our feet and our glutes. So our feet are going to be about hip distance apart. And we can take those weights, drawing them up above our chest here. This is where we're going to begin. I want you to think about keeping that low back pressed into the mat throughout this whole track. From here, we're going to take an inhale to prepare. Next big exhale, we're going to come into a chest lift, drawing our chest towards our thighs, sweeping those weights to the sides of our glutes. Inhaling to release back. So we're exhaling on the way up, closing that distance between our ribs and our hips. Inhaling as we're releasing back, keeping that low back pressing into the mat. We're warming up here. Keep that low back pressing into the ground. Beautiful work. If you want a little more, think about peeling our shoulder blades all the way up off the mat. Drawing those weights, sweeping past our glutes. We're warming up here for 5. Keep that low back pressing into the mat. Beautiful work. We have 3 more here.
This is DJ Regis Mello, bringing the heat.
On this next one, can you meet me at our top points? So we're going to exhale up into this chest lift. From here, let's lift that left leg on up into tabletop. Right leg's going to follow. Tap those left toes down, right leg will follow. Here we'll inhale to release back. So we're exhaling up into that chest lift, lifting each leg into tabletop one at a time, tapping those toes back down, keeping that low back pressing into the mat. We're still healing those shoulder blades all the way up. Beautiful work here for 5. Keep this slow and controlled. Every time that we're coming up, we're thinking about closing that distance between our ribs and our hips. You are killing it. Here for 2. Let's add on here in 1. Keep that low back pressing into the mat. Next time that we inhale to release down, we're going to take that inhale from here. On our exhale to chest lift, let's glue those ankles together, lifting both legs up to tabletop at once. Tap those toes back down before we inhale to release back. Beautiful work. You are killing it. Keep that low back pressing into the mat. I really invite you to find this pacing of breath work for this movement. Exhaling as we come into that chest lift. Inhaling as we're releasing back. Beautiful work. We are here for 5. Let's get 3 more here. You are killing it. Adding on in 1. Next time that we lift those legs up into tabletop, we're going to hold them here. Keep those legs lifted. From here, we're inhaling to release back. Exhaling as we sweep those weights to the sides of our glutes. Keeping those legs lifted. Beautiful work. We're peeling those shoulder blades all the way up off the ground. Keeping that low back pressing into the mat. We have 5 more here. Beautiful work. You are killing it. Let's get 3 more. And last 2. On this next one, can we come up into that chest lifted position? We're going to hold this lifted position. Flip those weights down towards the ground. We're pulsing out here. Find that chest lift. Feel your shoulder blades up off the mat. You're killing it. We're here for 5. And 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. pressing into the ground. With that low back pressing into the ground here. We're going to begin by coming into a press. So we're going to begin by just drawing those weights above our chest, pulling back to this 90-90 the arms. Beautiful work. Let's get 5 here. We're going to add on in 4. Last 2. Next time you draw those weights on up to this top point, I want you to freeze here. Drawing these weights up to our top point. From here, we're going to peel our back up off the mat, one vertebrae at a time, sending our hips towards the ceiling, grounding through those heels. From here, we're going to melt back into the mat, one vertebrae at a time. From here, we'll draw those elbows back down towards the ground. Press it up, peel our back up off the mat, one at a time. Sending those hips up towards the ceiling, and then melting back into the calves. Back, drawing those weights to the sides of our shoulders. From here, peeling those hips up towards the ceiling. If you want to think about peeling one vertebrae up off the mat at a time, or if you want to think about what works for me is thinking about peeling like fruit leather up off of the wrapper, peeling our spine up off the mat. We have 3 more here. Beautiful work. And last 2. We're still bracing through our core. Think about pulling that belly button back towards our spine. Great work. Next time we come on back down to this bottom point, I want you to meet me here. From here, we're going to take that spinal articulation out of this movement. Draw those weights above our chest. From here, we're just sending those hips up towards the ceiling, tapping our glutes back down on the ground. Driving our hips up towards the ceiling and tapping them back down. Beautiful work. Find that glute bridge. We're grounding ourselves through our heels. Think about pressing our weight through our feet. We're squeezing those glutes at this top point. Let's get 5 more. We're adding on in 3. We're going to pace this with our arm movement in 2. Beautiful work. Next time we come on up to this top point, can you meet me here? From here, when we lower down through those glutes, lower down through our arms at that same time. As we lift through those glutes, lift through the arms. Beautiful work. We squeeze through those glutes at that top point still. Grounding through the feet. Beautiful work. We have 4 more here. Find that core engagement by bracing through our center. Think about pulling that belly button down towards our spine. We have 2 more. And last one. Next time we come on up to this top point, can you meet me here? We're freezing at this top point. From here, we are going to take a lift of that left heel, drawing that left heel up towards the ceiling. From here, we can tap down through those glutes, draw those hips up towards the ceiling. Beautiful work. We're going to get 5 on this side. We're going to switch sides in 4. Let's get 3 more.
Let's go.
And last one. From here, we can lower on down through those left heels. Lift up through that right heel. Tap those glutes on down. We're squeezing through those glutes at this top point. Beautiful work. Let's get 5 more. two, we're gonna add on. From here, I want you to come into that lifted position at our top. We're gonna lift both of those heels up off the mat. From here, we are going to tap those glutes on down towards the ground, press them up towards the ceiling. Come into this high heel position, here for 4. We're gonna add on in 3. Last 2. Come on up to this top point. From here, we're gonna come into our halfways. Dropping the glutes halfway down, squeezing up to the top. We're gonna pulse it out in 4. Keep those heels lifted. Here for 3. Last 2. From here, I want you to send those glutes up to our top point. We're gonna pulse it out here, just squeezing and unsqueezing through the glutes. Keep those high heels lifted. We are so close. Here for 5. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Let's lose those weights. Shake those legs out if we need to. From here, we'll take those hands to the nooks of our knees, and we're going to rock and roll on up. All right. From here, we'll grab some water on our way on up, and then we're going to work a little bit more legs. We'll get into some back, and then we're out of here. All right. For this next track here, we're going to come into our 4-point position. We can take one of those weights in our right hand to begin with. Anytime that we're in a 4-point position, we want to stack those hands underneath our shoulders. Knees are going to stack underneath our hips. From here, we can take an extension of that left leg back behind us, pointing through those toes. We're going to begin with a little row here. So we're going to draw that elbow past our waist, skating those weights towards our belly button. Just beginning with a little row here. Keeping those elbows close in at our sides. This is another really great one to bring that breath work in. So as we're drawing that weight up towards our center, we can think about exhaling. As we lower that weight on down, we can think about inhaling. Take here for 4. Upside down. Boy, you turn me inside out. And last 2. Round and round. Instinctively you give to me the love that I need. I cherish the moment. Last 1. Next time we lower on down to this bottom point, can you meet me here? We're going to lower through that weight, and we're just going to isolate through this leg, lifting through that leg, tapping those toes back down. We're going to put these movements together in 5. Pointing through the toes to lift through that leg. Beautiful work. Let's get 3 more here, keeping this slow and controlled. Anytime that we're in a 4-point position, we want to think about keeping our torso as this point of stability. So if somebody came and set your favorite drink on your back, could you keep it nice and stable? Let's get 1 more. Next time we tap those toes on down, we're going to take a lift of that row and a lift of that leg at the same time. We'll lower on down through that arm and that leg. Beautiful work. Let's get 3 more here. Keeping it slow and controlled. Elbows are staying close to our waist, pointing through those toes.
I say to thee, I'm aware that you're cheating. When no one makes me feel
beautiful
like
work. Let's add on in 1. Next time we come on up to this top point, we're going to add a tricep extension here, sweeping those weights past our glutes. Pull it back down before we lower on down. Beautiful work. You are killing it. Let's hit 3 more. And last one. From here, can you meet me up at our top point? We're gonna just extend through that leg. Hold us lifted here. If you want a little more, you can add a pulse of that bicep extension. Holding ourselves stable here. Working a lot of those stabilizing muscles. And here for 5. And 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Let's come on down to that 4-point position. Roll out those wrists. And then we're going to head on over to our opposite side. So we'll draw that weight on over to our opposite side. We're going to extend to that opposite leg. Once again, pointing through those toes. If it's not feeling great to have our palm all the way pressing into the mat, some things we can try here is pressing our weight into our first knuckles or drawing that hand into a fist here. When we're ready, we're once again going to begin with those rows. So we'll take a little flip of that weight, drawing our elbow past our waist. We're keeping our line of vision looking right at our fingertips. Beautiful work. We're still bracing through our core here. So think about pulling that belly button up. Elbows just staying past the waist. We have 5 here. Let's get 3 more. And last one. We'll lower those weights on down. We're going to find that lift of the leg from here. From here, we're just drawing that leg up to be about hip distance height and tapping those toes back down. We're keeping that line of vision looking right at our fingertips as we lift through that leg. Keeping our torso nice and stable. Anytime that we're coming into a leg lift position here, we want to make sure that we're not bowing through our back. So as we lift through the leg, we can still keep our back nice and flat. Anytime that we start to feel our back start to bow out, that's kind of the top of that range of motion here. Let's get 3 more, then we're going to add those arms in. And last 2. Beautiful work. Last one. From here, next time we tap those toes on down, I want you to meet me here. From here, we're going to skate that arm into a row as we lift through that leg, tapping down through those weights and arms at the same time. Beautiful work. Let's get 5 here. We're going to add triceps in here in 3. Let's get 2 more. Beautiful work. Next time we lift up to this top point, let's add that tricep extension, sweeping those weights past our glutes before we tap back down. Beautiful work. Let's get 5 here. We're going to hold lifted in 4. We're still bracing through that core. Here for 3. Last 2. And last one. When you're ready, I want you to meet me up at this top point. We're going to hold those legs lifted. Find that tricep extension. Hold here, pressing our palms into the mat, keeping our core lifted. If we want a little more, we can add that pulse of our tricep. Here for 5. And 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful work. Amazing job. Let's shake out those shoulders. Give ourselves some shoulder rolls here, right to right. Alright, we're going to head on down towards the mat. position here. We're going to take a couple inhales through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Just feeling our chest nice and tall.
He was 6'4", full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language?
From here, we're going to work out those shoulders a little bit. So keeping our arms pointed above our head. We can take a big exhale here, pulling those arms down towards our shoulders, finding a little 90-90 in each of those arms. Think about making a little cactus. We can take a big inhale, drawing those arms back above our head, and then exhale as we pull back down to the shoulder height of our elbows. Big inhale to draw those arms back above our head, and exhale as we pull down to that 90-90. We're just sliding our arms down to the sides of our bodies. Just opening up through the chest, opening up through the shoulders. Let's get one more. Next time we pull on down to this 90-90 position, I want you to meet me here. From here, we're going to take a flip of those fingertips, drawing them up towards the ceiling. From here, we can tap those palms, tap the backs of our hands back up down towards the ground before we hinge up on our elbows, drawing them up towards the ceiling. Beautiful work. Let's get 3 more. And last one. Next time we come on up to this top point of drawing those fingertips up towards the ceiling, I want you to meet me here. From here, we're going to draw those arms up above our chest, pointing our fingertips up towards the ceiling. From here, we'll sweep our pinkies down towards our thighs. And then taking a big inhale, we can draw those thumbs back above our head. So we'll take a big exhale, sweeping our pinkies down towards our thighs. Big inhale, drawing those thumbs back behind our head. This one can also feel like kind of a silly stretch, but it feels really nice on our shoulders, really nice on our chest. Let's get 2 more. Next time that we draw those pinkies down towards our thighs, I want you to meet me here. From here, we are going to draw our left knees in towards our chest, hugging that knee in towards our heart. Using our hands, let's guide those knees in some little circles. Rolling out through our hips here. Using our hands, let's guide that knee across over our body, keeping our shoulders pressing into the mat. We'll just take a little lift of our hips up off the ground. Keeping those knees lifted here, and coming into a side body stretch. From here, we'll pull those knees back to center, and we can take a big inhale to draw that leg away from us. We'll exhale as we draw the opposite knee in towards our heart. Once again, drawing little circles with that knee. Using our hands to guide our knee in some little circles here. From here, we can use our hands to guide that knee to cross over our body, coming into our side body stretch here, keeping our shoulder blades pressing into the mat. From here, we'll come back to our starting point, and then extend through that leg. From here, let's pull both knees in towards our chest, tugging them in towards our heart here. From here, we'll use our hands coming on tops of our knees. Let's give ourselves a little massage of the back against the mat here. Just rocking and rolling up and down, rolling out our hips, rolling out our shoulders. From here, let's work our hands to the bases of our feet. We're going to draw our heels up towards the ceiling. Knees can come to the sides of our body here. We're coming into our happy baby stretch. We can take a moment here, just pedaling those legs out. I think this is a great time to bring some joy of movement back into our practice. Our bodies are constant companions in life, and so building a fun kind of relationship with them, bringing some joy into how we use our bodies, bringing some joy into our movements is a great way to build that friendship. When we're ready, we can work our hands to the bases of our knees and rock and roll on up. once we rock and roll on up, we can send those knees to the sides of our bodies before we turn to find our tabletop position once again. From here, hands will stack underneath shoulders, knees will stack underneath hips. We're going to come into a little freedom of flow here. On our big exhale, we can draw our backs up towards the sky, tucking through the pelvis, taking a look at our knees, finding our cat position. Next big inhale, we'll drop our belly buttons on down towards the ground, take a look up at the sky, find a cow. So we'll alternate between this cat and cow, bringing our breath work into frame here. If you haven't yet gotten to use that breath work in our practice today, I really invite you to use it here as we move in between our cat and cow. Let that oxygen pour into your practice. Let it fuel you. As we exhale into cat and inhale into cow, you can think about drawing that air in, drawing energy into our bodies as we inhale. And as we exhale, we dispel all that does not serve us. Let's get 2 more breaths here. When we wrap up with this cat and cow, we'll come back into neutral spine together, halfway between our cat and cow. From here, let's take those left fingertips and place them behind our left ears. We'll take a big inhale here, drawing those left elbows up towards the ceiling. Big exhale here to tap that left elbow underneath our opposite armpit. Just adding a little bit of rotation into our practice. Get a stretch through the shoulders. Inhaling as we come on up towards the world. Exhaling as we shrink down small. Let's get 2 more here. Next time that we draw those elbows up towards the ceiling, we'll take a big inhale, lengthening through the fingertips. Then we'll take that big exhale, driving our arm underneath our opposite armpit, tapping our elbows on our shoulders down towards the mat. Then we will press back on up into our 4-point position and come to the opposite side. Elbows drawing up towards the sky, and then tucking underneath our opposite armpit. Let's get 2 more here. Next time we draw those elbows up towards the ceiling, let's lengthen through those arms, drawing our fingertips up towards the sky. Nice big exhale as we draw underneath the opposite armpit, tucking that shoulder on down towards the mat. From here, let's press up into our 4-point position. We're going to bring our ankles together, widen the straddle of our knees, sit back onto our heels, and come into our child's pose. This is where we're going to wrap up Pilates for today. I think this is a great time to set an intention for the day ahead of us. By beginning our day by dedicating 45 minutes to building our mind-muscle connection, to connecting with our bodies, building our physical health. We've set this time aside to become a better version of ourselves, to take care of ourselves. Just recognize how special that is and thank your bodies for the hard work that they did in this class. The hard work they continue to do for you today, and the hard work they do for you every day. When we're ready, we can exhale, walking those hands in towards our chest. We'll come on up to the day, and that's going to wrap up Pilates. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a fun class. I'll stick around for a couple minutes if anybody's got any questions, comments, or suggestions. But yeah, I hope you have a fabulous Monday. I know you have incredible things ahead of you. I'm stoked for you.
Say, 喧騒まみれこの街の演奏玉たまま一度ついておいで世界中魅了するほど見豪華なジャパン一番ジャンプランスはうちらの出番照り焼きボーイズ in the place to be 見せてやろうライナーで VIP
I wonder if you know, know that it be Tokyo. If you seen it, then you made it, then you know you have to go. Take over control. I want you to
Regis Mellow.